How can you doubt that you can manifest anything that you want in your life? How can you doubt that? How can you doubt that knowing that you are a particle of God, that you can create anything? How can you doubt that knowing what you know? All right, guys, welcome back to the channel. We are Transurfing in 78 days, a practical course in creating your own reality by Vadim Zealand. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and dive right back into this. I am making a playlist on these chapters, every single one of them. So if you need to reference back at any time, you can go there. If you haven't seen the first video where we did the first 2 lessons, you can go back and check out that playlist now and go ahead and get started and go back and revisit these anytime that you want on that playlist. Okay, so let's go ahead and jump right into that. I'm going to give you my own narrative here as well. Okay, so principle. There is a small particle of God in every one of us. You are a particle of God. You are a particle of God, okay? And if you agree with that, give me a thumbs up right now. If you know that you are a particle of God, that you can create anything you want, give me a thumbs up and tell me that you guys love Transurfing. Right now, say, I love Transurfing in the comment box below. Do it right now. Okay, so you are a child of God, and your life is God's dream. By shaping your own reality with the power of attention, you fulfill God's will. You fulfill God's will. Okay, your intention is God's intention. As in this case, how can you doubt that your intention will be realized? That's a very good question. How can you doubt that you can manifest anything you want if you know that you are a particle of God? Okay? How can you doubt that? Stop doubting that. Change your beliefs. Start recreating all your belief systems, okay? Everything that we were told, the stories. Study these chapters every day. Study Neville every day. Visualize every single day. Reprogram yourself every single day. Okay, so when you ask God for something, it is just the same as if God had asked himself for something. Okay, so remember that. So when you're asking God for something, that's like asking yourself for something. You're asking yourself to create something. Okay, of course we don't ask, we thank. We already know that by practicing the law of assumption, we don't ask for anything because we have everything. We don't ask, we thank God for everything. We thank the subconscious mind for everything. We release it, we send it out there, and we know it's coming to us because we already have it. Okay, so is there any one person alive from whom God would ask for something for himself or herself? Okay, God just takes what he or she wants. Do not ask, demand, or strive. Shape your own reality by way of conscious intention. Interpretation. Love this. The world is a theater of dreams in which God is simultaneously a member of the audience. An actor, a screenwriter, a scriptwriter, and a producer. As a member of the audience, God observes the play that is unfolding on the stage of the world. As an actor, God feels and experiences everything in the same way as the character whose role he or she is playing. God creates and controls reality through the intention of all living things. God placed a part of his will together with the soul in every living being, and then sent them out into the dream, into life. God gave every living soul the freedom and power to create their own reality by the measure of their awareness. Practically all living beings omit to use the power of intention consciously and with clear purpose. In a state of non-lucid dreaming, it is as if they are vaguely aware of wanting something without really knowing what exactly. Their intentions are therefore blurred, vague, and mostly unconscious. In this respect, man has developed little more than animals. The pendulums have not only succeeded in taking away people's awareness of their own abilities, they have perverted the very meaning of life, placing the notion of being used of God with worship, whereas in fact the true goal of life and the idea of service of God consist in co-creation, creation together with God. I love that. Okay, so let's jump into number 4 here. A star is born. Principle. In order to achieve real success, you have to stop following widely accepted stereotypes and walk your own path. Okay, anyone who pulls out of the general system creates a new measure of success. Think on your own. Break the hypnosis. Break the spell, the enchantments of other people's imaginations. Okay, you need to break that. Create a new system, your own new system. Pendulums cannot bear individuality. They spot a rising star and have no choice but to make of them a favorite. Once a new rule has been established, the ranks make a U-turn and start following the rising star. In order to establish your own rules, you have to be yourself. You can do it. You can do it. You simply have to claim the privilege. Only you can decide what privileges you may or may not enjoy. Interpretation. People spend their entire lives being told they are far from perfect, and that success, wealth, and fame are the inheritance of the elite. Pendulums do not deny that anyone can succeed, but they do carefully hide the fact that everyone has their own unique qualities and abilities. For the pendulums, individuality is like death itself. If all its inheritance were to become free individuals shaking off the strings of control, the pendulum would simply fall apart. Stars are born independently, but the pendulums light them up. The role model, the standard of success, is created intentionally to drive the aspirations of the mass in one direction. In other words, the pendulum's task is to drive everyone into a single rank and force them to obey a common rule. You will achieve nothing until you realize that you have to step out of the rank and file. There is no point in playing someone else's game where you are the one making up the rules. Whatever you do, always initiate your own game. This is the secret of success. That's why we teach to develop the muscle of the mind. That's what I'm thinking this is pointing out the most, is building the muscle of the mind and having that intention to create your own world. Creating your own world, taking laser-like focus in your intentions and your creations. Therefore, creating your own world and breaking the hypnosis that you may be under by somebody else's very large imagination and powerful imagination. Now your imagination is becoming more powerful than theirs. So you are breaking the hypnosis. You are getting out of that. You are breaking free. Just like it says right here. In other words, the pendulum's task is to drive everyone into a single rank and force them to obey a common rule. You are breaking that program. You are going to create your own rules now. You're going to create your own world now by laser focus, developing the muscle of the mind. Okay, I love this, guys. Let's go ahead and do a little recap here. Child of God, we covered number 3, child of God. There is a small particle of God in every one of us. You are a small particle of God. We are a collective consciousness of God himself. We did the interpretation, the star is born. And the next one we're going to jump into number 5 is the world mirror principle interpretation, and we're going to do the boomerang. All right, we're going to go ahead and jump into that next here, guys. I'm going to give you another peek at the cover of the book here, a practical course in creating your own reality, Transurfing in 78 days. And again, I'm making that playlist so you can go back and reference these chapters anytime you would like. I love you guys very much, and give me one thing you guys are grateful for right now, and that's probably Transurfing. All right, see you guys tomorrow.